Music's off today. Sorry. It didn't work. I timed it terribly. That was just terrible. Hello, everybody. You figure I would just put those together, but I don't. Anyway. Hello, welcome to Old Gray Bricks. We're old and we're gray and we're playing with bricks. So anyway, we have what are you pointing at?
You're old.
Pointing at my beard? I am old. I'm very old.
I'm young.
I'm getting older by the minute. Hello, Brian, and hello, old and surly. Are we playing with things in front of the? I don't have a.
You didn't get the memo.
My son made mechanical arms today. Does that count?
Sure.
Yeah, it's Aldo.
Is it like the Canadian robot arm?
It is. It's the Southern robot arm. It has y'all.
Oh, the Canada arm. You realize that, right? It's the Canada arm.
Yeah, Canada arm. I built engines today. Look at these. These are cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're going on my friendship timber ship. So, which is right here. Here is. I did this. This started this weekend. This is going to be for friendship timber.
Ooh. Is it over 100 studs too?
Yes, it will be a official ship friendship timber. That's right.
That's bigger than I expected.
No, not happening. Not happening. It is. That's correct. Building the magic. It is the years, not the mileage. There it is. Canada arm beauty.
There you go.
Jeff already seen this, but I ordered from this Canadian website that had lots of fun Canadian things. And this was like $1.50 sticker. And I joked about how growing up and watching Canadian broadcasts in Windsor, like they would always talk about the Canadian arm. And I was like, I have to get this sticker. This is awesome. I might put this on my hockey helmet. I don't know.
Hilarious. Yeah. When we were in high school and between 83 or 84 when it came out, and then through college, watching Strange Brew was like a monthly or a weekly kind of thing. Love that movie. And so a friend of mine went to Canada. He comes back with a Canadian shirt that just says A on it. And I'm like, I need what you didn't get me one. And I was so mad. It's like, dude, you got to get me a Canada A shirt. So beauty. Take off A.
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, StreamYard just added a new function. If you look in the bottom corner, like you won't have to, Chris, but for Matt and Rich, if you want to post, there's a way you can now link your YouTube account directly to StreamYard so that you can post as yourself in our chat.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
People would hunt me down on YouTube now.
Well, that keeps you from posting as me when you're posting over
exactly.
here.
Well, I couldn't post as you anyhow, but Matt could because you guys are
I was logged in. I'm not logged in as the administrator, though.
Okay, well, if he were logged in.
I know.
I'm on a phone, so I don't think it has that function.
We have the very upper class paid YouTube subscription. So, I've got the la-di-da, don't have to watch the commercials version of YouTube.
I used to. I had it once, and I get an ad for it every day. Hey, would you like to come back to YouTube TV? No, I would not. Hey, would you like to come back to YouTube TV? No.
We have not had cable television in a very long time, but we literally watch something on YouTube every single day. So it is worth the money that we pay. But I do have a question, really for Chris and for anybody else in the chat who might have knowledge. But in January, I plan on starting a YouTube channel where I talk about counties, and that's one of my other obsessions is visiting all of America's counties, and I'm about halfway. And where does one go to find out, like, if I'm talking about like a county, can I use like a picture of the county that's on Wikipedia's page, or is that not kosher? Do you know? Does anybody know?
Paper map.
You could use public information from the county.
So from their website or something like that.
From their website, it's public information. That site is paid for by the tax dollars of the citizenry. It's public information. You can use that.
So
absolutely sure.
I would like to have the channel be eligible for monetization if there are more than 10 people who care about my county's session. It may be
Yeah.
that literally nobody cares about this except for like 5 people, in which case I won't make any money. But I would at least like to set it up so it's eligible for monetization if it becomes wildly popular. which it
Well,
probably-
Wildly,
if-
like flag.
if we have an issue on this channel with using images without permission, then I don't know what's going to become of us because
Yeah.
But is your set up for monetization? Do you get like $5 a year for our all of our viewers? Or?
you can't do it until you get 1,000
Yeah.
Are you serious?
subscribers.
Yeah.
So
Oh, good heavens! I'll probably never be eligible then.
Mwah. Yes. That's something cool.
So maybe
I
I should
haven't been through some of these in a while. Oh, look at there we go.
I'm sure that's not copyrighted.
No, nothing
Not at all.
here. I need to get rid of some of these actually because I can never remember where they are. That's my favorite. I do have permission for that. I mean, Julian, gave me permission. So.
So
What Nick just wrote.
I asked Thomas to compose intro music for my future podcast on counties, and I said it doesn't need to be long, but I would like to have a choice of more than one. So if you could like come up with 4 potential intros, and then I'll pick one of them for the show. So.
Just grab "I'm the Map" by Dora.
Really, you should get the Old Grays to sing the map song. That would be hilarious. I'm a map as a map.
I don't
"I'm a
know.
Map."
I don't know this song. I never watched Dora the Explorer.
I have watched Dora, but I don't know the song.
Just
I mean,
it's
I've
"I'm
not
the Map,
listened
I'm the
to
Map,
it.
I'm the Map." Literally, those are the words.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Okay. I mean, that
Yeah,
does.
I was kind of concerned that Jake was going to grow up with kind of this weird, desire to marry a young Mexican, Latin American girl, and I'd have been okay with it, not a problem, you know what I'm saying? But he loved him some Dora, so.
Yeah, I can see. That tracks.
Yeah.
That totally tracks.
At least it was a show that was fairly not well. It didn't talk down to them, although it was one of those that said, "Talk back to the TV. What's your answer?"
Are you serious?
Yes, that is my best Dora the Explorer, by the way. Can you see it on the map? And you can really reply really rudely, and it's actually kind of fun to do. Yes, you stupid moron! And good job.
Have you seen the YouTube clip of the people who go through the drive-through and they order in the Elmo voice? And that completes Elmo's order.
Okay, all right, you asked for it. Here's my Elmo voice. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Elmo, thank you for joining our show. That's my Elmo right
Does
there.
that hurt your larynx after you do that?
No. And here's my Mickey. Are you ready? Welcome, boys and girls. Thanks for joining us on our show. There you go. Thank you very much.
Oh gosh!
That's disturbingly good.
I could do Patrick too, huh? Anyway, so that's what I get paid for. That's my job right there. So we
gone
dropped like 3
downhill
viewers right
from-
then. So thank y'all for dropping. It's great.
Gone right downhill. Whoosh.
So when you came in for your job interview, you just went through all your voices, pretty much.
That's right. I did.
And they're like, hired.
That's right.
You can do
I
Dora.
do Elmo,
Let's
that's
go.
my squirrel voice, so we use squirrel voice all the time. Oh, there comes Mark. Mark, were you dad napping?
No, I was on a phone call.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. You should never do that.
Well, you can tell that to the boomers that I know who like to have phone calls.
Were you getting advised about incoming inclement weather?
No, but it was similarly mundane.
Okay, I'm sorry. I talked to my boomer parents this weekend, and it was a pretty good conversation. But every once in a while, my mother gets into well, I went to the store, and then she has to tell you what all the items were that she bought at the store, and we're just like, Mom, like, what's the point of the story? Like,
Hey, I resemble that.
we don't care if you got extra virgin olive oil. I mean, it's fine. We don't care one way or the other.
Hey.
Is there extra loose ball? I mean, there's extra virgin olive oil. Is there extra loose, like extra slutty olive oil? I mean, I don't know.
Wow.
So I literally at my lunchtime YouTube episode today was fake foods, and one of the most falsely labeled products happens to be extra virgin olive oil. So it's supposed to be like right after they press the olives, that's the extra virgin. And I was making all kinds of jokes about virgins, but while it was
Hey,
airing,
you know,
but caviar is faked, truffle oil is faked. It was actually kind of a fun video, and they gave you a saffron, like actual saffron is frequently faked as well. And they gave you a couple, like, if you want to test your saffron, here's how you. It's Messy Monday. We're supposed to be off the rails, but
On this crazy train.
that's right. I should put it. I'll try to see if I can put the link in the comments from anyone who wants to watch the fake food.
Oh, I had a request for Kermit the Frog. I do not do a very good Kermit the Frog or Bert. I'm sorry. I haven't worked
I
on
think
those.
you should do. I think you should do foods by county.
Look, hey, there we go. We slipped from races. This is the show, man. This is how it goes, man.
Nick, I just want to tell you the only voice acting I'm good at is the Kim Jong Un from the World America Team Police. Me and another guy used to sit on the bench during hockey games and sing the "I'm So Lonely" song in the Kim Jong Un voice, and it's horribly inappropriate. And we were terrible people, but we would giggle and laugh at each other. And my buddy only dated Asian women, so I would be like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, it's okay. Aki says it's funny, so I can do it." I was like, "I'm not sure that's how it works."
Oh, hey, just as a side note, Mark, Jeff Van Winden noticed this, and maybe you can see if it works for you. He can post from the chat here in his YouTube channel over here. So, are you able to do that, or does it still come across as administrator? Is there a button down at the bottom right?
It
Jeff?
says join the chat, that button.
Yeah, and
For me, I think because I'm on the team or whatever, I can only post as your accounts.
Yeah, that stinks.
okay.
Well, I will test it right now.
Fake foods by county. That'll be great.
But okay, he tested it and then he went blank. So apparently,
Yeah.
well, he's got to switch screens.
I'm
He's gotta-
logging in. Be
yeah.
patient, people. Oh, I have to do 2-step verification. That's awesome. I have to check my other device.
why don't you tell us what that is?
What county first created two-step perfect? No.
Well, I'm not getting the 2-step. Let's try it. Come on. Resend it.
Two-step county.
People are waiting with bated breath, YouTube. Get with the program.
Two-step counties by fake foods.
Try another
It's
way.
important.
Matt
Wow.
just broke
We're
his
gonna-
computer.
All of a sudden, Matt is permabanned from the thing. He's just going to be off the show from now on. So,
When Lego Masters starts, I won't be on the show on Thursday nights because I won't have time to watch the show before you guys start talking about it. So
that's true, and that stinks. So,
Yeah.
I mean, although I won't have to copy all of your content on Wednesday to have a show on Thursday. So, I mean, that evens out, right?
true.
You
You'll have
send them
some-
a file of yourself.
There's been a couple times I'm like, "Hey, Jeff's got those files. Hey, Jeff, can you just bring those along and put them up on the show?"
Jeez. But anyway, so yeah, I'll watch them afterwards. After I'm able to see the shows, probably on Friday, I'll watch them. And
Yeah. So, is it like a day delay or something like that?
well, I don't have the broadcasting, like I don't have the TV, so I have to get the video in other methods, and they don't usually post till the next morning. So,
So in your, I didn't have time today. It was a busy day to go back and look, but I saw in the Canadian Builders chat, you posted something about the Australia rumor that Australia is going to be doing an All-Stars thing.
they're doing like an Olympic version this year for Australian season 6, where I think there was 4 Australian teams, and then they're pulling in 6 other teams from around the world, and their previous Lego Master teams from around the world. So potentially there's a U.S. team or a Lego Masters Fox team or two that will be participating and going to Australia.
So
going to Australia.
the Ericssons start texting you at 3 o'clock in the morning. They're probably in Australia competing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what would them boys eat in Australia. I don't know. I don't know if Australia would treat them real nice.
Kangaroo jerky. I'm telling you, kangaroo jerky.
Oh, jeez.
When I was down there, the food was very expensive, but all the food I ate was also very delicious. So definitely paid
Did you
extra.
choose to eat expensive food or?
Well, it's just that so many things are shipped in, and
Yeah.
just things are just expensive.
Australia? It's a continent.
The meat is locally produced, but a lot of other things come from outside. Books were expensive. Lego was expensive. Everything was pricey.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yes, they don't have manufacturing on the continent of Australia. But
Don't make me break out a map and tell you that the middle of that continent is mostly desert.
You missed
I know
your
that,
own.
dude. You don't have to give me a maps of the world counties to have me know that the Outback is really out back. I just find it hard to believe that they're not more so. Okay, yes, they have to ship in Doctor Who. I get it, but they got to have everything else, don't they?
They have things, but a lot of things are pricey. I mean, so I was working at the Lego store here in North Point at the time when I went to Australia with my husband, and I walk into the Sydney Opera House, like the actual Sydney Opera House, and that there was the big Opera House set, which is in my office, and then there was the little version of the Opera House, and they had it priced at they had it priced at something like $80 for the little set, the equivalent of $80 US for this little tiny set. And I was so scandalized by the price that I took a picture of the price sticker and I texted it to my store manager, whose name was Michael. And because I couldn't believe, I think it was selling for like $45 US. I get back to the Lego store after we returned from Australia, and I go in and he goes, Matt, you travel halfway around the world and you're in a country with exotic animals and beautiful things, and I get a text from you, a picture text, and I think, oh, what is this going to be? This is probably going to be a koala bear. And you sent me a picture of a price sticker.
Of Lego.
Of Lego.
Of Lego, no less.
He's like, I was like, I'm sorry. I just thought you would find it interesting.
He's probably thinking, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, he gave me grief about that, but it was fun. It was awesome. The Australian people were super friendly. Some of the most friendly people. Don't forget to hit flush, Rich.
Right.
Back in the toilet. Oh.
Oh, geez.
I can't afford a nice headset.
So,
Maybe one day.
BW, is Bricklemania done, or is that still coming?
No, it's next Wednesday, I leave.
Next Wednesday. Okay.
So yeah, it's same weekend. Apparently, there's a Grand Rapids Brick World happening that weekend too. I just found out about.
Well,
I swear there's 2 Lego conventions every weekend. It seems like. I
It's
mean,
getting to that point now.
I'm okay with that, but it's just like, dude, how does it? I mean, Abner has enough miles to get to them, but dang, I mean, poor Abner, he's got to start choosing.
Well, he is already, because that weekend of Bricklemania, the 23rd, 24th weekend, is the same weekend as Skarabek in Denmark.
Oh wow!
So he's going there, and I do not blame him one bit. But yeah, there's now 3 events going on in that same weekend. So it's kind of crazy.
So I want to give
permeated the infrastructure.
a
all
shout out.
about Lego.
I want to give a shout out to Mad Lego Man on the Bricks and Beer Discord, who sent me this. And this is the canopy for the TIE Interceptor, or Vader's TIE. And I have rebricked Vader's TIE. It is finished and it is put together downstairs in my Lego office. But I still needed another windscreen for the TIE Interceptor. And he posted this on the Bricks and Beer Discord. And I was like, oh, pretty please. And so he sent it to me. You got one too? Yeah. And
Yeah, it's
so
a skylight.
I'm going to have to pull out and look at my inventory and see what else I'm missing, because I'm probably pretty close to being able to reconstruct the Interceptor. So nice when you get the assist from a fellow Lego builder who lives halfway across the United States. So I appreciate that very much.
Are those both the same? I can't remember. They had the same print on them.
I believe they have the same print.
I think
I'm gonna say yes as
you
well.
opened the door and Mark hit the button and shut the door on you at the same time, I believe.
Most likely.
Most likely.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Look, I built engines today. Look, I had us
Ooh, those are nice and spacey. I like them.
there for
Chris
my
has been-
friend member.
Chris has been motoring today.
I was.
Hmm
Motor.
Oh, jeez.
Oh gosh, you
All
guys
right,
there's all sorts of talkative conversation when I walk in. the door.
we have nothing to talk about. All right, well, let's do a quick spin. Jeff, what you got going on?
What have you guys
today,
been doing for the last 20 minutes?
blabbing?
Waiting for you to show up.
22 minutes
Talking
ago,
like
I finished,
Elmo.
22 minutes ago, I finished working and jumped on the chat. So I haven't even had dinner yet. But anyway, I've been busy as anything. Work's still taking a lot of my time. But this weekend, I finished building all the foam, finished sewing together all the foam inserts I have to put my castle route paths on. As an example, sorry for the shakiness. This red area here is normally a path right here. So I've removed them and all the figures are on there, and now those paths can be put together or are put into foam, basically boxes with foam around it. So hopefully they don't fall apart and the figures don't fall off. So I got all that done. I packed away most of the larger portions of the castle. I still have to finish that packing for Brickman. I've actually got this wall section right here now because if you guys remember the joust that I had, this is the joust sits like right in front of this. And I have
what? What was what is the what?
the jousting tournament, the joust.
In the South, that's a joust. But anyway, you go ahead.
Okay, well, you do you. So I have a bunch of tents set up right here, but because of this slope, they kind of come outward more. And I was realizing that if I just take the slope out and basically just continue building this wall downward, I'll have a little bit more room. So I'm going to work on that in the next few days. Sorry, trying to get the cord over my monitor. I thought I wasn't going to have enough room in my car for all of the boxes that I have to bring to Brickman because I've been told to bring everything. And I'm technically not bringing everything, but let's not tell David Sincere that. But I literally measured the trunk of my car and laid out the boxes on the floor in my living room to make sure everything would fit in with like the right height requirements. So luckily I'm going to be able to fit everything in, and I feel a little bit less stressed about that now. Still building the bouncy castle. I haven't had a chance to get back to that. It's kind of right here. So I'm still trying to figure out if there's a cloth piece or something that's bigger than 10 by 10 studs that I can maybe just put in between let me grab the net. That I can put kind of between the net parts and the actual the cams that are going to lift it up, just to hopefully keep these pieces from falling off. So I'm still trying to figure that out, but yeah, Matt's posting weird links.
I don't. Matt is now posting internet links. I don't know if I trust all of Matt's internet links, but please stay on my show and not go.
YouTube doesn't have those kind of links, so at least anyway, so I pasted the fake food video I watched while eating my food at lunchtime today. It was pretty entertaining. I don't know. I learned some things.
Okay.
Cool.
Did you learn that Parmesan cheese has a bunch of sawdust in it and all those things?
I did. That was one of the things. And they talked about how actual wasabi is not as hot as fake wasabi, and that it's more mild and it's more gritty. and it's not the leaf of the plant, it's the stalk of the plant, and they like shave it and they grate it, and it has this kind of, it was really fascinating. I'm not just trying to get people to watch this random YouTube video. Like, I was genuinely entertained by it, so that's why I shared the link. I thought other people might enjoy it. So,
and it's a misnomer that it's sawdust. It's cellulose powder to keep it from caking. It's anyway.
The really disturbing part was when they reviewed how people fake certain things like olive oil or truffle oil, and they talked about how, they were like, well, fake version typically has this and this and petroleum products. And I'm just like, that sounds terrible. Like, that's what motor oil, like, I know it's not motor oil, but it's like things that are extracted from oil. But it still is pretty horrifying to learn what some of the fake versions. Oh, and this will definitely affect VW, but real maple syrup is one of the most fake things. Because real maple syrup takes gallons and gallons, and it has to be like, cooked and distilled down. And real maple syrup is more runny than fake maple syrup because the maple syrup is made with cornstarch. And, anyways, I'm sorry.
You are just killing. I mean, why don't you tell us that there's no Santa Claus and Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy? And I mean, come on.
That's
Well,
twice
I
Chris
hope
has
Santa
said
Claus comes
Jesus.
visit me this weekend. So, booyah.
People in the chat are like,
Yeah.
Brian,
See, that's why I grate my own cheese. I grate my own Parmesan because I
hey,
don't
you
trust
grate
that.
your own cheese,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right?
That's right. I put it in the thing and I rah. How much
All right.
cheese do you want?
he probably churns his own butter too.
Charlie,
All
right.
you're a bitcha. Do you eat your own sausage?
I
Hey.
do. I do eat muffled sausage.
What's going on, man?
Oh, I just got through a whole bunch of brick to clean and sort of working, and I gotta get my windows changed out soon. So it's coming fall and Halloween's coming, but yeah, not anything else really exciting. Nothing really exciting. Oh, I did find this in amongst the stuff that I cleaned. A complete rock monster.
Rock monster.
A rock monster.
Rock
Not to
Monster
be
came out. That's
confused
a really
with
cool.
rock lobster. So
Rock, no, I don't think he has a tail. I could put a tail on him, but I don't know. No. That and a Alien Conquest UFO. The little
Nice.
one.
I love that we're
With-
getting to see you on
with the thing in it.
simulcast behind you.
Look,
Yeah.
you're delayed behind us. That's hilarious.
I'm in stereo.
No, it's more like
rock-
really
rock-
bad, like signal, whatever. I don't know.
What he said.
Yeah, digital signal, whatever. Very cool.
There, yeah. Yeah, that was in there too. That was awesome. I was like, yeah, I'll take that.
Cool. All right, let's see. All right, Matt. If you don't talk about food, what else is up in your world?
So I got a parts order in, and when I ordered extra sheep, I did not order enough sheep skins, so I had shorn sheep. So I got like 8 more of the unshorn sheep. I don't know what you call it, the sheep blanket or whatever, but now they're woolly.
They call it wool.
I now have 8 woolly sheep instead of 8 skinny sheep. And my screen name today is Plastic Cow, and that's a double joke. I also got a couple of cows in. These cows are like $9 on Bricks and Pieces, but they're even more expensive on Bricklink. So crazy. I could go buy another $45 farm set that gives you 1 cow, or I could spend $9 and just get 2 cows, which is what I wanted. So I got more cows. But I'm teaching my students today, and I'm teaching a class on stats and data and stuff like that. And one of the funniest things, and there's not a lot of funny things in political science, but one of the funny things that makes me crack up is a group of political scientists got together and coded all this data about countries and countries that go to war. And they wanted to study why some countries go to war and others don't. And their data set is known by the acronym of COW. It stands for the Correlates of War data set. So I have both a Lego cow and I talked about COW cow in my class today. So I don't know. I amuse myself sometimes. But we got lots of cool parts in. So we got some of the base plates. This came in the big wave set, the Japanese wave set. So I was already putting away parts that I had acquired on my trip to Brick Slopes, but we got some cool stuff. So we got these kind of gray parts, and then I also got a couple of them in the trans clear. So I don't have a specific project in mind today that they're going to be used, but also these relatively new, the kind of bow tie tiles. So they were available in a couple of colors. So I got these in black and a couple of other colors. And then I think a part that a lot of people are excited about, it's hard to show. Here we go. I'll stick it on something. But the rounded headlight brick.
It's not
The rounded
Swiss Army knife of Lego pieces.
the rounded
real.
snot piece. So I only got black. I think that was the only color that was available today. I placed my order in Bricks and Pieces. But so yeah, we got some new parts and it's always fun. One of the things that is new is we have the popsicle. I got these also in light gray. So if you ever, if you need some stone popsicles for your Greeble work, you can now get stone popsicles for your spaceships. These might interest Dana. He's all about, the Nexo shields, but I don't know if you saw these, Dana, but in recent sets, there's been a couple of cool printed tiles.
Yes.
Get the leafy one, and I don't know what this dark green one is, but
Looks like scales.
scales. There you go. You can build like
Scaly and leafy.
green dragon.
Yeah, or it could be roof tile.
We also got some of the parts from one of the Chinese New Year sets, and these are always very, very expensive. They're like $1 a tile. It's crazy. And then if you want to build a set with the Texas Bear Jamboree, we've got the recent Viola and whatever this is. This a lyre?
No, it tells the truth.
It's a new, isn't it?
It's a
Maybe a
lute
Lute?
or a
hooter.
mandolin.
Lute or lyre. And we got some notch bricks we got the pink notch and we got the dark orange. So they're making those in more colors. So we also got some
Hey, Trish.
dark red bowls. Hello. So it's fun, always fun when you get parts in, but then that means you have to stop and find homes for all of them. And got some neon. Friend of the show, Jason Santi, was telling me he was on Bricklink and he said that Brickina, the German site that does large numbers, that they had a lot of the neon yellow. He's very interested in Lego parts that show up under phosphorescent light. And he got all excited because apparently neon yellow is not a popular color. And so it was very cheap on the site. So he was telling me how he'd ordered a bunch of like neon yellow parts from Germany, and he was looking forward to integrating them eventually into some kind of, glow in the dark neon type of logo. So that's what's been going on. And we've been working on the Ninjago City, the 4th expansion. That's downstairs. I'm still building it in front of the TV. The trick will be that when it's finished, it needs to go over here with my Ninjago City layout. And I am rapidly running out of space. And so it's 2 full base plates. And so if they keep adding more dimensions, more plates to Ninjago City, I'm going to have to knock out a wall or something if I want to display them all in a row. But anyways, it's a great build. There's a couple really fun techniques I've already seen. And there's like this carriage arm that has like a little thing that takes what's the word? A gondola. It takes a gondola that goes from one level to the other. And I've really been enjoying the parts that are in it. As usual with Ninjago City, it's absolutely loaded with stickers. There's not 1, not 2, but 3 sticker sheets on the Ninjago City. I think that's true of almost all the sets, the city sets that go all out. And as usual with Ninjago City, because Lego owns the intellectual property, they're not in a rush to mass produce a set based on 2 or 3 still photos of a Star Wars ship. They have a lot of choice the designers have a lot of choice in how they organize and build the set. And you can tell that they just have extra time, and the care and the cleverness that go into those Ninjago City builds are, in my opinion, they're some of the best sets Lego makes. If you like building large building type of things, I can't speak highly enough of just what a pleasure it is to put those sets together. And it's one reason I'm a big fan of the whole Ninjago layout is the sets are just really well crafted, and I learn stuff every time I do one. So
it's almost like with the sets that come in stores, you're like, here's your budget, get under it. With those, they're like, okay, hit about this part piece or more. We're gonna price it whatever. Just put it out there and go wild on it, and they don't have any limits.
And every single one of these Ninjago City sets has recolored pieces in a new color. Like the molds, maybe not new, but we get pale green tree limbs, or we get something in dark orange that we never had in dark orange before. So not only do they have a fairly high price point, which gives them a lot of ability to make choices, but we also just get new parts that just didn't exist before. So I'm obsessed with new parts and new colors. So I'm very thankful for that, that they send us that stuff. All right. That's,
Nick has gotten behind on the chat. He just posted this. What's a joke? So he's about 20 minutes behind us. So when you catch up, Nick, hit that live button. Anyway.
So someday if we ever do a roast of Chris Giddens, we'll just call it the Joast of Chris Giddens.
So that would be for Van Winden.
The Joast.
All right. Mr. Sandlin seems to be working hard. I bet he is improving the ghost here.
It's pronounced Jost.
Well,
that's the goose. Hey, you got the goose.
Yeah, I was making a stand for it. So
that's not as exciting. I thought you were improving the really crappy bottom.
You get to a certain age.
Yeah,
I was just thought it would be nice to have a little stand so I can park it on the shelf next to my other ships. I'm probably going to throw some slopes under here though, because it's in front of the ship. There's even just a big gaping hole right there in the ship. It needs
Sorry.
Getting all the atmosphere out.
We can't say just like any words with Dana around. So
Hey, you guys started it when I said only reach around and grab this.
Well, you know what? Here we go. I will say this. I've been, and take this from Roosevelt, I've been watching you flip it around on camera, but I'm impressed as you've been holding it and turning the ship around and stuff like that. It's very, 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 very. The panels are not flopping around. It's really well put together.
It's a solid build.
And the Technic frame that's built into it is very solid. Zoom it around when like this, and it's good, solid build. The panels are locked in nicely and everything, and so it is a good set. I can recommend it. It's a nice, solid set. I'm gonna do a little. I'll do a little touching up to it. I'll add some little bits here and try to make it a little bit nicer looking. But I thought I would just throw some Technic at it for a moment and get a little stand going so I can have it live on my shelf with my other Star Wars-y things.
I'm also impressed that the Phantom, which has only got a couple of studs holding it in, is hanging on while you're messing around with it. So
it's got both a Technic axle holding it as well as a
what was that?
I don't know, as well as a 2x2 with center stud plugged into it, so it's got both of those things holding it on.
Cool.
So Mark, one thing that I know you sometimes do some video stuff. One thing that I really liked when I subscribed to Blocks Magazine was they had towards the back a segment where they would improve or tweak an existing set. They didn't call it Pimp My Set, which would have been awesome. But you always do a great job of taking sets and making little improvements. I mean, you might want to do a video of that, because I think other people would be interested in how you make it better.
And I think you should call it Pimp My Set.
Well, I did do a video for what I did upgraded on the Razor Crest.
You did it on the TikTok.
Yes,
On the TikTok,
on the TikTok,
On the TikTok.
where the kids are.
where the kids are.
That's right. It's where they're yeeting and in mid and all that thing.
Yeah, and fire
And it's all sick.
and that is not a cap you wear on your head.
And level S and all that kind of stuff. So
That one's new to me. That one I hadn't heard.
S
where
you have
they
tier
Level S?
level
S,
S,
S tier.
S
Tier?
tier,
S tier?
which to kids means superior. If I get an S in a class, that means satisfactory, and I don't have to repeat gym next year. So
That's a video gamer term, because there's a lot of games where if you're completing a level or something and you have various grades of completing a level, and for some reason S is better than A.
A?
beauty.
Beauty.
Beauty. Okay.
All right, Mr. Zool, how are you?
Oh, well, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to my abode. I'm in the middle of a rearrange here in the office. I've been moving some things around. You'll notice the ISS is now over here where it used to be up there. So moving things around. Got Moonlander down there, brought up the Viking ship and plans for the Viking village to show up at the end of the month. I did pre-order it day one because I knew I was going to get it, so I went ahead and just did that. And then where Baby Space and other things had used to been is now the Wall of Nexonites. Oh, where we can that's the power of the Nexonite orb and call upon. Anyway, that was the other thing I got in this week. I've been wanting this since 2017 when I first saw an image of it. I think it was a GWP in Europe and Canada and maybe Australia, but we did not get these in the States. And this is where I got the idea to create my Nexonite shields like this. Simmer down, Nick. Simmer down. Simmer down. Hold your smokes. Just go, or hold your water. Never mind. Anyway, but you open it up. It's got a clay. And what's interesting about this is that the clay inside here, his chest, his torso, his legs, and his head are unique to this set completely. I mean,
That's weird.
Right? I mean, they've never reused this head, and the torso and the leg printing was completely different for this particular clay versus any of the other clays. And I think out of all the Nexonites, he's like the most common figure. I think there's more clays than there are of any of the other figures.
There's one of him that actually that helmet of his is in regular blue.
Yes. Yes.
And I've got a few of those helmets because I was able to.
He's just got great parts because it's all blue, and it's the blue that we love versus the blues that we don't.
Oh my gosh, you got that right.
So, which is helpful, and they also use a lot of dark blue too for him, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, so I was very excited to get this in. I actually went ahead and ordered, since I was going to have to order it from overseas. I went ahead and ordered more than one. I actually ordered 3 because you never know. There might be another Nexonite fan out there one day who says, "Hey, I never got one of those," and I can hook him up as opposed to making him pay for shipping from.
I never got one of those.
Slovenia, yeah, but Chris, you got so much more. You don't. You're not missing out. Really, you're not.
It's all right.
I get. But anyway, so I got that. Working on putting things together. Fun stuff like this. I mean, her name is Whipperella. I mean, come on. How awesome is that? She's a big thing. And she's got
there were some dark corners of Nexo World, whatever the name of the place was.
Yeah, but I mean, Destro is still one of my favorite figs because he's just maniacal and menacing. And look at that staff, and he's got the little book of monsters. The bad guys are great. The bad guys are really well done. I love all the brick built figures that they're
Yeah.
on a shelf one up higher. I love all the brick built figures. They look so freaking cool. The fact that one of them actually opens his mouth and you actually put Queen Halberd inside of her and he closes his jaw. It's so good. So good.
You're welcome, Nick.
The fact that we got helmets with horns and wings and all sorts of fun stuff. I really like the original wave. The second line, which then gave us the more purpley or more rock monsters, they're still cool though, but they're very all purpley, very
purpley,
very Prince in the rock monsters. But they're so cool. That they gave us gargoyle-y type looking. There were 3 of these sisters in an episode, which were really cool. I actually ordered 2 more of these so I can actually have all 3 on display to represent the actual episode, which is pretty good. And then the third season, which I haven't started pulling out of bags yet, but they are all the ones that look very much like they've got a very Blacktron 2 feel to them. Heavier more on the black, not so much on the white, but still very fun stuff. Very fun stuff. So I'm slowly going through finding everything. Things had gotten separated along the way in different boxes, and so I've finally gotten everything all together in one spot, pulling things out. I have cannibalized certain sets for parts from time to time, so I'm actually having to go back and pull those parts off of wherever I stole them from or restoring them back to their original glory. So,
do you have the instructions so you actually have the set?
as a matter of fact, when I went through and I was doing on my parts catalog scanning, I did pull out and I do have a nice fat stack of Nexonite instructions to prove that I actually own the sets, Rich. And I did get a very interesting comment from Lego Master of Falworth when he sent me the throwing up face because I showed the Nexonite stack of catalogs or instructions.
So I think that shelf where all your Nexonite figures are stored, all the sets, should now be called the Ericsson wing of your Lego room.
The Ericsson wing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
Ericsson
Or the Ericsson tier. Would it be technically be a tier?
Okay.
Yeah. I like
But it should be dedicated.
Get a little plaque.
I am going to have to make a little plaque.
It could be the Ericsson mezzanine.
But it's a tier. So realistically, it's the Ericsson tier.
You need to get the picture of you with the Nexonite thing that you got with them, frame it, and just stick it right in the middle of that middle shelf right there. Bam. Right there.
I'm going to go pull that picture up and print it out and put it in a frame this week.
and when you do your video, you just talk about everything and then just pause there for a moment. Don't say a thing.
Just
keep on going.
And move on. And then I can even pull out the actual book and have it sitting there right too. So
there you go.
I kind of remembered that there was like a Nexonite picture frame thing, wasn't there?
I just recently was going through Bricklink and seeing there's actually a lot of Nexonite gear and stuff that I did not get that I'm going to start looking at and trying to find more of just for nostalgia stakes, because that way I can take it to shows with me and carry it around and watch Mark cringe.
So a Nexonite picture frame with that picture in it would be
cool.
Awesome.
Well, I don't know if there necessarily was it, but it doesn't mean I couldn't make a Nexonite picture frame.
Sure, but I think there's an official one. I'm pretty sure there is.
All right, now you got me going to look. I'll go look. I'll see.
All right, go look.
Because I can't say that you're right or wrong. Yeah.
Well, you can, but you could be right or wrong.
He could be right, but I'm going to guess he's wrong.
He could be right.
So that's all I really got going on. I'm playing in the Nexonites. Well, and other things, but nothing concrete. Not to confuse with the concrete figure thing, but anyway.
I'm trying to figure out. So I have a plan to mount these engines on the top of the ship, putting them on the top of these really cool thick tail fins or whatever.
Ooh, those aren't cheap.
Yeah, I've got a few of them, but they have 4 really crappy studs with no grip on the top.
Ew.
And I've got to support one of each one's got to support one of these.
Ew.
So
they're called pylons.
Yeah, they call no grip pylons is what they are. I don't know.
Okay, sure. I will go with that.
Can I recommend,
definition of the-
if you are not opposed to this, if you take clear fingernail polish and just put a little drizzle around the ring and let it dry, and I mean let it dry for a week, it will help increase the grippage on those pieces.
Oh, okay. I thought you were actually giving me glue instructions, not
No.
grip.
If you use the clear nail polish and you don't literally let it cure completely, it will become glue.
Yeah, he would know, by the way. They're vertical stabilizers.
They're vertical stabilizers.
Well, when you put an engine on, it's a pylon.
Pylons.
Pylons.
Vertical stabilizers. Rich, there are backpacks, there are cases, there are water bottles, there are watches. There's a tub. I didn't know there was a large tub. But I am not seeing a picture for it.
Oh, you know what, Dana? I have something I can give you that I found up in Paul's room the other day. It's like a backdrop thing.
Ooh.
You could put it on your shelf.
Yes.
And it's two-sided. One side is like the
probably
good
Knightdom, and the other probably is like
the other
volcanic.
side is like the lava rock bad guy zone, whatever.
I think I might. I got me wondering whether I've got one of those floating around here. Is it cardstock or is it paper?
Thing.
You know, I will put it to good use.
I will take a minute and I will go get it for you right now.
I'm excited. I will hang tight. I'm not going anywhere, at least for another 8 minutes.
I want to see. I want to know.
Speaking of gifts for show members, Mr. Giddens, please don't forget. I have this cup for you of parts from the wall that you asked for. So.
Bring it Saturday. I'll get it Saturday.
All right. I will probably have it in the car and I will probably forget. So ask me for it.
Cool. I appreciate that.
And sorry, we got a meeting Saturday, don't we?
Dana, if you want this, it's only $100.
Oh, really? Just that? He's actually sitting up there somewhere.
That's why you should go to Brick Slope so you can get free Nexo Night stuff.
They even gave away some Galaxy Squad stuff, if I'm not mistaken.
Did.
I paid attention to what people were getting.
There was some old school stuff that hasn't been in the store for 10 years that was given away. It was impressive, I gotta say.
He is the king of swag.
Yes, he is.
I will say one of my favorite Galaxy Squad sets was that little bitty. It was you could get the orange guy, and it was a little walker. It was a poly bag.
Little poly bag, yeah.
Yeah. Because it was like those are good parts, and that's a good fig, and that's
that particular poly bag is on a permanent want list when I go through Bricklink. So anytime I hit a seller that I'm buying something from, and because normally people have got it listed for like $3, $4, I'm like, cart.
That's interesting because I don't have that, and I have almost all of the Galaxy Squad sets. Now I need to add that to my.
Did you also know that there's also a poly bag with the green guy as well?
I didn't know.
Is there?
Well, might have that actually. I'm not so sure. But yeah, in the Galaxy, I am not much of a mech person. I don't build a lot of those things, but the mech that came in the Galaxy Squad line was really fun. I liked it.
That's cool.
Ooh.
I do not have that. I could put that to good use though.
And then you flip it around and you get
for the volcano layer.
Nice.
Nice. All right. Now that it's two-sided, I'm going to have to go find another one because I need two.
Of course you are.
Of course I am.
Of course you are.
That's how it works, right?
Okay. I stand corrected. There is no Nexo Night picture frame.
I was hoping that there was, but I had thought I had gone through here. And by the way, that is referred to as a playmat, which I have just now found.
I'm right here.
I think the it's got like the Fortrex tracks printed on it, so I think you're supposed to sort of park the Fortrex in there.
I believe that is exactly where you park the Fortrex.
You got your little hi.
And you know what's
Hey,
even
don't
better?
be judging a man where he parks his Fortrex, okay?
Yep.
Does that Ford Trucks come with truck balls?
Ball tires on that Fortrex? That's so nice.
Got to check my clutch in my Fortrex.
It's been slipping lately.
Right.
I'm all over it.
There we go.
Yeah, we've got to build Christmas ornaments for our contest on.
Where was this announced? Because as you're saying
At
this,
the last
I
meeting
have
that
no
you did-
knowledge of it.
The last two meetings you missed, so
Yeah. We may need to extend the window of eligibility on the Christmas ornament. Because
yeah.
I don't think we're going to have many on Saturday, but I need to post some stuff with some examples from the guy Chris, based on his last name, the Canadian that now works. He put out a whole book of building Lego Christmas tree ornaments. But I need to put McVeigh. I need to post some examples, and I might take a couple screenshots of the pages so people have a rough idea of how he goes about putting them together. I just saw something about Lego's going to sell a couple of flat Christmas ornaments. I thought I just saw it today when I was walking and scrolling on my phone between classrooms, but something about, let me see if I can find it.
Friday Night Bricks is asking where that backdrop came from. Like, what's that?
It wasn't a set. It was. I think it was like a sold separately.
Oh, okay.
Thing.
It's actually item number 853519. If you really want to get crazy, and there's only 2 available on Bricklink right now, one in Canada and one in Great Britain. So I'm now going to eBay to see if there's anybody else who has them available, so I can have 2.
Interesting.
Get it where you can. All supplies last.
But again, it's one of those weird things that, I mean, and Lego went like, pulled out all the stops on a lot of the Nexonite material and stuff like that. I mean, it was on par with what they would put out for like Ninjago or something like that. So very strange.
It was.
They had a game. I was playing the game for a while.
Yeah, I used to play the mobile game a little bit for a while, but again, it got anything you have to scan. I just not a big fan of Lego and technology together. Just give me one or give me the other.
Yeah. Well,
if you could scan a lot of the stuff, you get. I'm sorry, Chris. I was just gonna say when you play the game, you could get some of the stuff from other people scanned. You had a lot of material to do the battles with.
Yeah,
it made it kind of fun.
Mark, what were you saying?
Paul was about the right age that he was kind of into it when we went to Legoland in Florida at the time. That was when Ryan was still there with his family, and they had some Nexonite shields in the park in certain places where you could scan it and get Nexo powers that were exclusive to the park, and he really liked that at the time.
I think Lego's idea or problem with technology is not like the game. I think the game was cool. I think it's just implementation and updating it and keeping it fresh. And I just don't think they know what to do. They have a great idea, but they don't know how to do it. And they didn't think about the fact that they probably just assumed all parents were just like, "Here, kid, have my phone," and they do, which happens. But not to run around and play a game all day. It's like, "Here, hold this for a second and then give it back," kind of thing. So. The kids they were aiming at probably didn't have a lot of technology that they could access the internet with, especially not at that time. So,
yep.
Intense is asking, so are we getting a Space CMF line next year? We've discussed it. Yeah, that's the rumor. We hope. So, I think we've all kind of agreed we'd love to see updated versions of a lot of the classics. I would love it for each box to have a mystery bag with a mystery color of a classic spaceman to really drive the market nuts and everything. So, are you out, Rich?
I have a question. Do you think they'll go back to bags, or will they still be in a box?
Well, I was about to say, I'm wondering. I mean, of course, the internet boils everything down so you only see the awful, but everybody's posting pictures of busted open boxes. And number one, if you're an adult fan of Lego and you're mad at Lego for putting in the box and you're busting open boxes, you need to get a life and stop. Okay. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Just pay the money and trade. I mean, all that kind of stuff. It is a hassle. But the flip side of that is I hate that there's folks who are doing that probably just to steal them. They're not opening them to look in them. They're opening them to steal them or whatever. So that's not cool. Some do that. But
I
wonder
tend
if
to
that's
disagree
a
on that
thing.
they're opening them to steal them, because why not just steal it if you're going to open it? I think that maybe that's just lost on me, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I bought 50 of the boxes because I needed 3 full sets, and that's just the best way to guarantee you're going to get 3 is by ordering a bunch extra. And
However, did you
Sorry?
see the new thing today?
the thing I posted.
Yes, the fact that they're now going to be selling a box of all the figs in one.
They're market testing that in Denmark.
That
But
would be
the
good.
boxes,
That'd be preferable.
the box has like an opening at the bottom that you can slide one out, and then the rest drop down type thing.
Right.
So it's not. It looks like it could be just a new distribution, like a new way for them to put them on the shelves. But at the same time, if stores are selling them like that, then they'd have to actually put like something else around it, because it's got 2 big slots in it, so you can, you know what I mean, like so you can put a box in the top and take one out of the bottom. So,
Or if it's just 12 figures and they just keep it wrapped and
well,
you go.
if you can get it that way. But like I said, I opened 50 boxes last night, and you can open those boxes in milliseconds. Like there's like 3 pieces of glue on it, and like it's literally just like this, and it's open. So
What we need are containers like the aspirin, the childproof aspirin that adults can't open.
I
Yes.
only made it of paper.
And then the people are in the Lego aisle like trying to open it, and they're like, and then the security comes by and like slaps the handcuffs on them.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that's true. Throw it back on Lego okay, we're gonna put it just in a box, and it's the most flimsy box ever. The temptation's there, unfortunately. So, anyway, yeah, we were just talking about that, Cosbricks, the box. But now you can still get the box of 6, and just about every time I've done that, I've gotten a complete set by getting 2 boxes of 6. So, but there again, somebody was going to want to trade, so there's a market for that. There's no need to open the flipping boxes in the store, so it's dumb.
One of the things that I have noticed in the last couple of years in the CMF lines, you can get them opened and sorted for almost less money than they sell for at Lego. And if you're just willing to wait and find a Bricklink setter in your country, you don't have to pay a huge markup in shipping. You can get a complete set for about the same amount of money. I mean, I get that people enjoy the thrill of the chase and like trying to feel the polys, but since that's taken away, if you really just want a complete set, wait 3 months. Somebody will have a set on Bricklink, and the shipping, because they're minifigs in the US, those things will ship for like $6 if you're getting a set, maybe $7 in a padded bag. It's less frustration but you won't have them the first week, and people like Dana will be flaunting all their space babies and whatever, and you'll be at home going, no, I just am waiting for the price to come down on Bricklink, and Dana has 35 space babies already. You got to be willing to suffer that kind of torture, but you're probably better off just waiting and buying them.
You're
Dana,
muted there, Dana. You're muted, Dana.
It's probably better that he's muted.
It is better.
We can't hear the cackling within you.
I was going to say, was it as bad at 30 as it was when it was 100?
Well, I don't care about space babies, so it wasn't bad for me. I'm just speaking.
Okay, all right. You're just speaking metaphorically, right?
Can you somehow imagine if they were able to track where all the space babies up in northeast Georgia went, and they all just went to Dana's house? So,
I had some help from the Upper East Coast. I'm just going to say.
Okay.
If there was a barcode for each space baby, they would be like, we got to cut this guy off. He's hoarding them.
That's true. Although there's the guy in Arizona or whatnot that has 1,000 or more or some crazy
Right.
amount.
I mean, I pale in comparison to that guy. So yeah.
I mean,
he has them all mounted on the gun from that one of the stormtrooper packs, or not stormtrooper but clone trooper packs that has the gun. So he has just those guns because he sold all the troopers. So there's space babies and they're big guns, and he's a picture of it's hilarious actually. So awesome.
I mean, that at least has a sense of humor about it. And in Dana's case, he's going back and recreating, the baby sized classic face. Like, you're taking the thing and you're doing a twist, and that I can appreciate. What I don't really care about is when somebody has and I see this on YouTube and I see this at conventions, but they'll just do like this whole army building layout where there's like 500 stormtroopers. And I'm like, well, it's great that you have the financial resources to go get 500 stormtroopers. Like, I'm walking on to the next display because I'm like, it's a whole bunch of stormtroopers. All right. You didn't do a whole lot with them. I'm going to go look at space babies. You know?
That's that. When, gosh, it was 2013. Brick Fair, Virginia, 2013 there, and I basically filled a whole wall with neoclassic space builds that I had brought, and it was fun and everything. I got lots of comments, but just like 3 tables down, there's a mom with Fabio on the cover novel just sitting back there, behind this, 48 by 48 with this copy of 100 copies of this rare stormtrooper. And the kid was running around, playing in the jumpy. And that's what they were doing at the convention. I'm like, you're not my people. I don't know why you're here, but I mean, all right. So
if the stormtroopers were in service to some scene, like a hangar scene, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But no.
But we've all seen it. We've all seen it where people are just flexing. Like, I bought a whole bunch of this thing, and you're like, okay, great. Congratulations. Where's the creativity in that? I mean, they could just post a picture of how much is in their bank account. I mean, that would have basically the same effect, but
they could just post their bank account number for me. That'd be fine.
Yeah, we would appreciate that. So.
Oh, that just reminded me of something. I need to find something from an old show. We gotta sign off here in a minute, but y'all talk amongst yourselves for a second.
So back to the cardboard, the Nexo-Knights play mat. That was the thing that Lego was really pushing for a while, because when I worked at the store, we always had at least one city mat or 1 or 2 friends mats. And I'm not just saying this because it's my first name, but like, there was a thing that, I don't know, Lego thought that kids would set their toys on. And that appears to have been very much phased out. I mean, I don't pay attention because that's not something I shop for, but I don't see Lego marketing those kinds of play mats anymore in the way that they do. It seemed like there were always some in the store when I was an employee.
I want to think that was a European thing, and they thought, let's see if it sells in the U.S.
Okay. Fair.
I mean, because you could see that in the same way that they did that with Belleville and Scala and Snap.
What works
maybe,
in winter?
Maybe it'll work here.
Yeah. Friday Night Bricks said that he can't share his bank account because all his money is already invested in Lego, which probably is true of many people on this panel. So.
I'm trying to find a picture from. There it is. I found it.
My money is all invested in dots right now. So, when I went to the Brick Slopes, I actually had a couple of people came up and, they commented on the mosaic, but a handful of people actually wanted to know, like, how much did it cost? And I said, well, let's just say I taught an extra class and every dime of that money went to pay for the mosaic. President of Space.
This is my favorite mock this is like 2013, 2014. Were you there, Mark, when this guy put this down?
Those years I was not there because that was when Paul was little and I couldn't make it to Brick Fair.
And he's a medical doctor. Look at it. Isaac, MD.
Yes. Isaac, MD, President of Space. He's the president. He can dress and ride how he likes. So there you go, right there.
You just know there was a conversation where he went to go out and ride his bike and a parent was like, you can't go out like that.
But I question whether that is actually dress and ride or dress and bride how he likes.
It was bride, but he put a capital R there by accident and he scribbled it out. So
it was ride.
Yeah, you were there, Mark. You were there. You were there. This is Voltron. This is from 2011. Okay, this is 2011.
Mark was too busy answering questions like how many parts are in there and does it have instructions?
Yeah, remember we had all the big mechs there that year.
Wow. That's
impressive. You know what? This funny about the instructions. I posted something about the space babies and someone came back, are there instructions? And I said yes, and I posted the link.
Did you really? That's
nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. By the way, check this out. That's actually a ship in the bottle built in a real bottle. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
How do
Especially because they also looks like they put lucite in the bottom to lock it in.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Man, it's hard to believe this stuff is, 13 years old.
Dean Quest. No, that was Dean Quest Carousel.
that
Rest in peace, Dean.
That is a Magnus right there, buddy.
I caught that
Look-
quickly.
Wow.
What convention is this?
It's a young Magnus.
A Magnus has a presence. Yes.
A younger Magnet.
Yeah, these are all Magnus's bills. I'm just looking through here.
We need to get Magnus back on. It's been a while. He's a nice guy.
That's a good guy.
Well,
That's the year I won. That's the year I won space. I won the theme.
What did you
2011. Scroll a little further. You can see a part of it on the right. That's
Well,
ISS-2.
maybe Chris skipped your build.
I may have. Sorry.
Oh,
Is
This
this
was by
you're so wrong.
this is by
You know-
Bob.
you know-
Rich never comes on the show again.
Ah!
Hang on, I might have got it. Who knows?
Go back to the Russian one. That was really cool.
Yeah, I know the lady who made that.
Oh, that's really, considering the parts that were available at the time, I'm impressed.
Yeah. These are products of their time.
I got to say that my creation is on the NASA website. So
Cool.
What did you bring?
I brought a updated International Space Station, and it rotated.
I took this in West Virginia on the way up. We have or in Virginia. We have ice worm sodas and lunch. So
Yeah.
Full meal, lots of protein.
There's Jake. Gosh. That's 2016 right there.
That's like
16.
half of a Jake.
He's not 16.
Yeah.
He's like 6, right?
Yeah. He was like 13, 14 there.
Was he really?
Yeah.
What year was that?
No, we could have
16.
It's 2023, and he's just now going to college. He was not 16.
No, I didn't. I mean, I'm sorry, 13. So I don't know.
He looks like he's might be like
This is
9 or 10.
This is 2011, right? So it's 12 years ago. So he's 6. If he's 18 now, math.
The data at the bottom is 2016, Matt.
Oh, it is 26. Okay, I thought the picture earlier said 2011.
It did.
That was the one before it. So
Yeah. He's
But that might have
confusing us.
been. It could have been when he uploaded the picture versus when the photo was taken. Those could be wildly different dates. So.
these are from 2014. Well, they're just kind of skipping around. That's 2016 right there. That's Alabama.
I was there. I saw that. That was.
Yeah.
I think that was my first convention where I displayed.
There's Sandlin. 2016.
He still had the red hair. Look at that. Woof.
Look at there. There's a Dana.
That's a Commander Zool. I think he was only a lieutenant at that point in time.
That was the year we were there right by the bingo. Do you remember that? Oh my gosh. Where did the bingo?
That was the year I met Abner and didn't realize who he was until I got home.
Not to be confused with all those other Abners at Lego convention.
Well, no, I mean, I didn't make a connection until later. So.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, Abner's got to come to Atlanta. I don't feel like we haven't leveled up as a
concur.
until Abner.
Oh, I lobbied at Salt Lake. I'm like, you need to come. And he's like, oh, I'll try to. Richard, that's a gorgeous looking trophy. Congratulations.
It is. And you know what?
Good.
Really, it's interesting that it was the best NASA display, which I think is entertaining. How many?
That made he won the theme that year. That was the theme,
okay.
right?
That was the theme. That was the convention theme.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, at what point in time did they break down into small subcategories for Brick Fair? I was getting like, what the?
Well, this year a stinking train won best spacecraft, so I'm like,
No. Well, a sinking train also won best train. Or a space train won the train theme. So, yeah, go figure.
And non-mosaics won mosaic. So
I've since made that a bird. Which, by the way, the one that won in Chicago for best mosaic was in Salt Lake when you took home your prize. So I just want to point that.
And she pointed out that I won this time. She came over and was like, "I love your mosaic," and she goes,
And Jen is awesome. So I was really excited for that she won at Brick World. I mean, totally hands down, it was awesome. But it's just funny. It makes me laugh.
She and I had a conversation. And I said, I love the longs. I
It's
love
just
them,
freaking awesome. Yeah.
but I still have some issues with the judging. And I was like, but you know what? I finally won a trophy, so we'll let it go. So.
You're at peace. You're at peace.
Yes.
You're at peace.
Hey, since I'm here, I got to share this because this is insanely cool. This is by a Lego designer, and he built this while he was designing the Buzz Lightyear ship. But look at that!
Ooh,
Look at that!
Ooh,
Chris
Looks
Piron.
it looks very fast.
that looks very cool.
Slow down, young man.
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that!
Why couldn't we get that instead of their version of the updated?
I'd take it.
That's freaking slick.
So good.
I dig it. I dig it.
Now, he probably built it strong, but it also looks like one of those mocks that you sneeze on it and that wing comes off or whatever. But
Entirely possible.
I am glad though that Lego designers are still sharing their own personal mocks on stuff. That's really cool to see. So.
Oh, and I've also started trying to lobby for Joe Mino to come to Atlanta as well.
Joe Mino needs to come to Atlanta.
Yeah, having him and Abner both be there would definitely solidify the validity of the show.
That's right.
On
right.
Totally different topic before we wrap up. For folks that have a Target Red Card in particular, Target's got some sets marked down 20%. You get an additional 5 if you have the fancy Red Card. And I personally ordered the Rex helmet and the Leia Bush helmet and one other set. I can't remember what it was. Oh, the Boat Goat. The Boat Goat was like 30% off. So that was a pretty good deal. So if you are in a lug, you've got Saturday is your lug discount day. That's coming up on the 16th, but Target actually has an even better discount than 15. So if you're trying to flex your bank account into as many Lego bricks as you can, as we talked about earlier, you might want to check out some of the Target sets.
And also Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Lego stores should be having a build and take home of the Dreams Turtle micro build. Turtle car. Turtle van.
I thought it started Tuesday. Does it start Wednesday?
Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, that's good because I have hockey on Tuesday. Yeah. Here it is. Don't give us the finger.
No. That.
Nice.
That's cool.
And it rotated.
Chris's mom rotates.
Hey, Rich, what is your Pinterest account if people want to log on and look?
That's from Flickr.
I was gonna say,
Flickr. What's your Flickr?
Lego Man 3-4 on Flickr.
Okay, same thing as your screen name. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So before we go, Matt, you have a special guest lined up for us for Thursday. Is that right?
Yeah, we're supposed. So I'm gonna see if I can get Jason to hop on as well. So Jason was out in Salt Lake. We walked around and we had a pretty lengthy conversation with Jen, who was on Lego Masters, and Jen Smart had done a Death Star trench run with a Harry Potter twist. So it was a mashup of Death Star trench and Harry Potter, and she had done some really fun things with lighting. And so we had an extended conversation and talked about some of the challenges and, how she did certain things. And she's apparently not on Instagram every day because there's like a 2-day lag when I message her. But it sounds like she's signed up for this Thursday. Okay. So knock on wood, she will be our guest, and we will talk about her Harry Potter trench run design and lighting. And it was really fun. So I liked it.
Join us then. We'll see you on
That's
Thursday.
to when after I won.
What?
You look about.
There we go.
You look a few pounds lighter in that picture.
Yeah, I might do.
He's stressed
There it
because
is.
he's a working man in that photo, and he's got all the burdens of.
That's right.
That's right.
Had to work.
Everyone, thank y'all for
Working.
joining us. Be awesome and build awesome. Be kind to your neighbor. Good night, everybody.